गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Okay, now we discuss a little bit Mulavidya Nirasa. Okay, first Siddhanti told, Vedanti told, we have to settle down how to discuss to arrive at the truth. In order to arrive at the truth, how to discuss? For that, Purvapakshi told, where is the need to discuss? Whatever Veda says, that will be final. Because why? He gave the reason. Veda is a valid means of knowledge. Because it is eternal, and also because it is authorless. Authorless means it is not written by a human being, but of superhuman origin. Therefore, whatever Veda says is final. Regarding this, Swamiji argued a little bit. First thing is, you cannot prove Veda to be eternal because you have not yet proven. That it is of superhuman origin, that also you have not proven. But if you say that superhuman means, though it manifests through a human being, human interference is not there. This is what we can say. A knowledge that comes without a human interference. That means a human mind has not interfered in this knowledge. Human mind means perception and inference. Perception and inference is an individual standpoint. A universal fact is not from an individual standpoint. Okay, the universal absolute truth. Absolute truth is not from an individual standpoint. Therefore, that cannot be absolute truth, cannot be arrived at by individual means of knowledge. Individual means of knowledge are perception and inference. Oh, sorry, I forgot to plug this. Okay, probably it is not recorded. Now, okay, I have plugged it. So, superhuman or absolute truth cannot be arrived at through perception and inference. So, it is the problem. Now, ultimately, it is not the dispute is not between whether man said it or not. It is whether the nature of knowledge itself is from an individual standpoint or the absolute standpoint. That is ultimately whether it is from an individual standpoint, because an individual uses the means of knowledge available to him like perception and inference, can only show a limited things alone. It doesn't show the absolute things which is beyond time, space and the world and all that. Absolute truth of the world it cannot find out. Therefore, perception and inference, the knowledge that you gain through perception and inference is within the world alone. It doesn't find out the truth of the world. Okay, but in order to find out the truth of the world, what can we do? So at this stage, Swamiji slightly turns the topic. So whether the Veda is a pramanam, for what reason? Whether it is due to the eternity and apaurushaya, those points let us leave it. Let us set it aside for tentatively. Astuva kathanchid nityatve vedasya paurusheyatva vadinam avipratipattihi. There are disputes about them. Let us leave out those disputes. Let us tentatively assume that regarding the eternity of Veda, regarding the non-human origin, superhuman origin of the Veda, regarding these 2 points, somehow there is an agreement, let us say. Though actually there is no agreement, let us say. But this much is certain that Upanishads or Vedanta reveals the truth. This much everybody accepts. Why Vedanta is capable of revealing? Upanishad or Veda reveals the absolute truth. Regarding this, there is an agreement. But why Veda, why we should accept Veda, reason we cannot give, because regarding that there is a dispute, whether eternity or a superhuman origin, whether man wrote or it is of superhuman origin. Regarding this there is a dispute. We leave about the dispute, but one thing is commonly agreed by all, that Vedanta reveals the absolute truth. Okay. Now coming to this point, Swamiji proceeds, Tathapi Paramartha Tattva Vishaye Vivadamanayoh Kathankaram Nirnayastavata Vaktavyam. Okay, somehow let us agree that everybody agrees. Veda is a pramana. Why we don't know, but there is an agreement, a commonly agreement, that Veda reveals the truth. Okay, we'll assume this and proceed from this. Veda reveals. Veda may be written by a human being or maybe superhuman origin. That is immaterial, because that dispute cannot be settled. So maybe written by human being or maybe not written by human being. Whichever you like, you take it. We just don't dispute about them. Either way it is okay for us. Either way, whether it is written by a human being or it is not by written human, not written by a human being but of superhuman origin, either way immaterial for us. We take it equally. Thing is whether what it teaches is truth or not. Therefore we don't dispute about which book, but what the book teaches, the contents. We are talking about contents. Regarding the contents alone, we want to discuss. Regarding the contents, okay, regarding the contents, how far the contents is acceptable. Okay, is the contents revealed by whichever book is claimed to be the means of knowledge for truth, whichever book claims that it reveals the truth of the universe, truth of Jiva, truth of everything, absolute truth of the world, absolute truth of life. Whichever book, it may be written by man or superhuman, whatever it is, immaterial, but whichever book or whichever idea, whether in the form of the book or it is a poem or an oral statement, whatever it is, whoever says something, content, ultimately we come to the content rather than the book format of the book. Okay, and its author and how old it is. See, neither we go for which language. We don't dispute about language. Whether it is East or West. Whether it is an Arabic language, Hebrew language or Sanskrit or Pali, or who is the author. Regarding author also, it may be which author, or whether authored or non-authored, doesn't matter. We want to discuss directly the contents of it. Okay, this I think modern days, we leave out unnecessary disputable points, come to the indisputable point, and come to the point which really matters to us. What really is relevant is the content. You can leave about the book. See what a thinking Swamiji had. He's a very orthodox person, but thinking orthodox in his discipline, values, only certain rituals, only this thing. But in his thinking, what a boldness, what a openness, what a universal thinking. All these ideas he wrote in Kannada. Many people, those who do not know Kannada, do not know. Though he writes in a local language here in Kannada, the thinking is of whole global level. Why global? Even Paraloka, Brahmaloka people have to listen to this kind of thinking. Only when they are written in Sanskrit, it reached many people. Again, when they were written in English, it reached many more people in the world. But when he wrote in Kannada, only few people knew. But the ideas are of that level of thinking. In Mulavidya, Nirasa is written in Sanskrit. But even in Sanskrit, you see, what a level of thinking. So, let us leave about the external format. Age, which age was it written? Now you see, historicity, how old? Can we say more past ancient book is valid and the latest book is ancient book is more valid and later book is a recent book is invalid or less valid? No question of ancestry or late, the period in the history. No question of author. Which author is more valid and which author is less valid, or whether it is authored or non-authored. Is authored book more valid or unauthored book more valid? Regarding the author, we don't dispute. Which language it should appear, that also we don't dispute. Whether it should be area, which country, should it be in Chinese book or Japanese book or Indian book or American book or even any other European book? East or West, we don't dispute. Author, we don't dispute. Historicity, we don't dispute. Dispute means we don't take that as a criterion to prove. All these are not criterions. All these are not criteria all these don't constitute criteria to decide the validity, that what they say is final truth. No. What they say, the ideas themselves have to be tested, verified directly, not by the external book and author and historicity, time, period, language, etc. Which area? Okay, all these are external things. So go directly to the contents. Okay, all these are not the criteria to decide what is the truth. Most of the people get stuck with these things alone, with language, with author, historicity, my author is correct or my prophet is corrected. So which prophet? We don't dispute the prophet. Which prophet is more valid, which prophet is less valid? Which author, prophet means which author is more valid, or whether authored book or non-authored book is valid, all these cannot be settled. These 5 points I think I touched. Language, area, country, then is a which author, that is a prophet, or whether authored or non-authored is a 4th point. 5th point is historicity. Historically, which is more ancient, therefore they say Veda is the most ancient book in the world, therefore you mean it is more valid? See how Hindus think. Yes, we know Rigveda is the most ancient according to the modern standards. According to the modern research, they say Rigveda is more ancient, but doesn't matter. Still we don't consider Veda is great, but because of its, on account of its content, not because of the ancestry. See how Hindus talk about it. It may be ancient, it doesn't matter. We will protect, we love it, but we use the Veda, whether ancient or not, we use it. It has got a mystic effect, a mantric effect. We recite, chant, Brahmanas recite it, and it produces certain punya, certain effect, certain vibrations it produces. We use it. But we use a recent book, Shankaracharya Stotras, also we use them. Because a stotra, a shloka has got a mantric effect. Whether it is a Vedic mantra, whether it is a Vedavyasa's Pauranik shloka, or it is written by a Shankaracharya, written by some recent Mahatma. A Upasana Siddha. A person is a Siddha in his Upasana. He might have written some stotra, some shloka. It has got a validity. It produces a certain power. You can use it. We don't say that no. You see, like our Biblical people say. Bible followers say, if you follow the Bible alone, you will become free from sin and you will go to heaven. Otherwise, if suppose there is a yoga sadhana or something else, which helps you to remove your ego, erase your ego. No. Even if you can become egoless with some other sadhana, we don't accept it. You may not remove your ego, but you have to accept our Bible, our Jesus statements, that Jesus is the only Savior. So this kind of a thing is a too shallow thinking. You have to believe our dogma, whether it really affects you or not. But we say, see, Hinduism, Buddha's teaching or Jaina Mahavira's teaching or Vedic teaching or any other saint's teaching, as long as the teaching, that sadhana brings about the same effect, we accept any sadhana. Same effect is, it helps you to transcend your ego, transcend your dehabhimana. If it helps you to transcend your dehabhimana, indriyabhimana, manoabhimana, you can correct your misunderstanding, you can transcend it. That teaching may be whoever might teach it. We accept it. Whether it is Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, or any yoga, or Jnana Yoga, or another yoga. If any sadhana which helps you to transcend this thing is equally okay. Therefore, Hindus have become open. Hindus have not become fanatics, not become dogmatic because of this principle. Not just arbitrarily, you see what these Indologists have interpreted. Hindus have no clear concept of God, clear concept of religion. It is all, say, looseness, anybody can say anything. So there is no religion at all. Hinduism is not a religion, they declared. Because religion means you should have a one statement, one book and one dogma, one prophet, and all people should accept one, and you have a one day, one Sunday or Friday or someday. Okay, then that is called religion. See how they define their own religion and impose that definition on us, and according to the definition, Hinduism is not a religion. And they say it's a shallow religion because it doesn't accept anything. You can think anything, hold any idea. You may believe something, you may not believe something. What is this thing? This is not a religion at all. Some superficial thoughts, floating thoughts entertained by many people. Some multiple floating thoughts followed by many people and living together. That's all. This is neither a religion nor a society nor anything. They are primitive people worth living in forest. That's all they have declared already. Now this is called education now. Every school, college should learn that, oh, we are civilized people, we have got one religion, one prophet, and we have got a one dogma. We destroy everybody, kill everybody and bring to our religion. And ours is the only true religion because we are capable of killing and we have done successfully. We killed many people, we have raped and murdered many people, therefore ours is true religion. Okay, this is what they have succeeded in. Now, why Hinduism is bad religion? Because nothing, they have got floating ideas. See how they talk it, how they talk of it. Those fellows who are unfit to talk of what is religion, those fellows unfit to understand what is religion, they declare what is religion, what is not. Those fellows are babies, they have to learn first what is religion. Those who talk like this, they are babies first. They are babies, they have not even learned what is religion. They have to learn first what is religion. Okay. So the main goal is transcending the body, having a self-control, developing a vairagyam, and purifying the mind, emotions mind, intellectual clarity of thinking, then the transcend, de-identify with the body, mind and sense organ, then dissolve your ego and individuality and discover the self-existing consciousness. To discover these things, so whichever book helps you, whichever sadhana, whether meditation or bhakti or vichara, whichever Vedanta or this thing, whichever helps you, it's okay. That's why if some other things comes, okay, we are not bound by certain historical period. It should be most ancient book, then alone it is great. So okay, it must have been ancient, it is good. It only shows that the truth has remained the same thing. Because truth remains the same thing, whether it is centuries ago or millennia ago or recently discovered. If the truth once discovered, see, whether you become Brahmajnani in 20th century, 21st century, or Shankaracharya became centuries ago, millennia ago, or Vedavyasa became Brahmajnani, or even Yajnavalkya became Brahmajnani, then the Brahmajnanam is same. We don't say Yajnavalkya's Brahmajnanam is more ancient, therefore it is right, and the recent one in 20th century you became Brahmajnani, it is invalidated, so recent. Brahmajnanam doesn't have any period, any historicity. It is transcending all time and space. Therefore, Hindus felt, Hindus are not bound by external things help, that's all. They help to a certain extent. But you are not bound by them. The fact is fact. Truth has to be discovered as a truth. That's why if somebody explains the same point slightly differently, let him explain. This Hindus are unable to understand. You see, the church, mainly Vatican, told no, No yogasanas, it is satanic. It is satanic. Yogasanas must be not, meditation yogasana must not be done because it is not taught by our Jesus. And if you can do yogasanas and you can relax your mind and develop a peace of mind, then it is you are rejecting Jesus. Therefore, you should not find peace of mind through any other means than our Bible. You may not get peace of mind, doesn't matter, but you should believe our dogma. Here, dogma is more important than the real purpose of the dogma. The peace of mind, transcending ego, is that there? No. If yoga does it, but we say if yoga does it, okay, we'll accept. If some other sadhana, okay. Ultimately is transcending ego. If that you can achieve it, any new sadhana or old sadhana, whether it is told in Sanskrit or in English, or any sadhana, it's equally okay. Thing is, the real purpose is important. Therefore, Hindus accept many sadhanas, many gurus, and they say, oh, this is not a religion at all because you have no book. They are not looking for the sadhana's purpose and effect of the sadhana, how it really brings about a change in you. That doesn't count at all. That is immaterial for them. You have to believe our dogma and our church, that's all. What happens to you is immaterial. You must believe it. Then alone it is religion. If this kind of thinking is a really shallow thinking. But nobody questions that. Some atheists are questioning, but atheist questioning is going in a wrong direction again. A theist we have to question. A real philosophers, real jignasu, real sadhakas should question. Real religious people should question. Atheists to question anything, they will dismiss everything because they themselves are not religious people. So ours is a healthy religious inquiry it is. But religion and inquiry go opposite. They are opposite to them. If religion, don't question. If you question, it is not religion. But we say questioning is a religious questioning. That is a special religion. We have an investigation. Vichara we do. Inquire, question everything, and that's a religion. With all sincere faith and shraddha, bhakti. We do that. Therefore, these points are not the point. Therefore, Swamiji says, Astuva yatha kathanchit. Okay, in some manner, let us say that there is some agreement among us somehow that regarding the apaurusheya, eternity, somehow there is an agreement. Agreement or disagreement, it is not a point of dispute, we set it aside. Okay, somehow there is an agreement that everybody accepted Veda, because generally it is known that Veda means Upanishads. Upanishads are part of Veda, therefore we call Veda only. So Veda means Vedanta. So these Upanishads are Vedanta, they teach the absolute truth. This is somehow there is a common agreement among the people. Okay, let us take this and proceed. Now, what is that Upanishad teaches? Now the next point. We just can't say that, oh, what Upanishad says is the final truth. But what does it say? We don't know. But what Upanishad says is final truth. Can we argue like this? Whatever Vedanta says, that is the truth. But what did Vedanta say? What is its Siddhanta? What is its final conclusion? What is the final message it has to convey? Oh, that we don't know. But Upanishad is Pramana. This is called a propaganda people. In Hinduism also, Hindu society also, there are some people, we have to do prachara, we have to propagate our religion, therefore we have to teach our Bhagavad Gita to everybody. But what does Bhagavad Gita say? Oh, whatever it says doesn't matter, we should teach Bhagavad Gita to everybody should read Bhagavad Gita, we should do prachara, we should make everybody sincerely follow Bhagavad Gita. True, but what does it teach? They are not interested. First make the people to read Bhagavad Gita, that's enough. Okay, they are only capable of that much. They help that much. Okay, we leave them. But here the next point is, Tathapi Paramartha Tattva Vishaye Vibhadamanayoho Kathankaram Nirnayaha Tavata iti Vaktavyam. Those who want to determine the truth, how? How do you determine? On what basis? So, regarding the books, regarding the historicity, regarding the author, language, east, west, etc., we leave aside. We don't make them as a point of dispute because they are endless disputes and they cannot be settled. And they are not the criteria also. Okay, then what is the real criterion? So, how do you arrive at the truth? That is the point. This is the main point. See, tathapi paramartha tattva vishaye vivadamanayo. Some people believe some book, and keeping that book in view comes for discussion that this is the truth he wants to discuss. Some people believe more than one book. Some people believe one book. Some people believe even one book, not completely, only part of the book. See, let us see. Some people believe a part of the book, not even complete book. Some people believe one book alone. Some people believe more than one book. Some people take pieces from different books and then have their own philosophy. Okay. Some people don't accept any particular book, but they just independently want to discuss and understand the truth. Independent inquirers. Independent inquirers, not subscribing to any particular school of philosophy. They are independent thinkers, want to find. Like this, we have found out 4 or 5 people. Okay. Out of all these people, then how do we discuss and arrive at the truth? Tathapi paramartha tattva vishaye vivadamanayo. When people, those who are discussing regarding the truth, kathankaram nirnayaha. How do you arrive at the truth? With all these people, now shall I repeat? There are some people who accept one book. Some people don't accept even the complete book, only a part of a book. Okay? Some people accept a part of a book, some people accept one particular book, and some people accept more than one books. Some people accept certain pieces from all books compilations. Some people don't accept any book, but just independent thinkers. Like this 4 or 5. But all of them are sincere seekers. All of them want to understand the truth. Then, and some people say, we have crossed to some extent, we have moved towards the truth. We have got a little glimpse of the truth. Some people say we have a glimpse of the truth. Some people say we have arrived at the truth. Some people say still we are searching, we are inquiring. So these are the things. Among these people, how do you decide who is right and which is the truth? Okay. See, what a thinking of Swamiji. What a thinking. Doesn't take one-sided view, narrow view, accept broadly. It takes a broad view, acceptable to all. See, if this kind of thinking, who will refuse? Which sane person can refuse? Therefore, Tathapi, first time when I read it, the Sanskrit book, earlier I didn't know Kannada, I would not read his books, Kannada books, because I couldn't read. First book, when I read it, I was shocked, I was surprisingly happy. Amazing book, this book is. Long before, I think in 1985. Then this book became a pet book. A book was not available. I had to borrow somewhere pieces. Then with a great difficulty, I got one Xerox copy. Even now I have that old Xerox copy of Mulavidya Nirasa. I read it number of times. So, tathapi paramartha tattva vishaye vivadamanayoho kathankaran nirnayaha. How do you arrive at the truth? When the different people, all of them are seekers, all of them are discussing thinkers. They are all thinkers, they are all inquiring, they are all inquirers, they are all investigators. But they may have like this different background. Just now I told you, partially accept a book, accept one book or more than one book, or compile all of them, or don't accept any book, and just independent investigators. Among all these people, okay, how do you arrive at the truth? With the help of all these thinkers, all these investigators, how do you arrive at the truth? So I repeat this sentence and proceed. Tathapi paramartha vastu tattva vishaye vivadamanayoho kathankaram nirnayaha tavata iti vaktavyam. So far this only one sentence we discussed. See how profound is this one sentence of Swamiji. Then next, now the same Purvapakshi. Earlier he told whatever Veda says is final because Veda is authorless, Veda is eternal. Whatever Veda says, that is the truth. No dispute, no discussion is required. Finally, I decided what is truth. What is truth? We have decided, he told. The same person comes, same argument with a little modification. He comes out with a reply. What he says? Nanu uktam. He says, hey, sir, I have already told you. Do you remember? Recall what I have already told you. See, this is what I told you. Shruti sammata pakshasya sadhutvam. The siddhanta, the conclusion which is acceptable to Veda is final. Because Veda teaches the truth. Since Veda is meant for truth, Veda talks of truth and only truth and nothing else. Veda doesn't talk of any other thing other than the truth of the world and truth of life. Therefore, Veda is a specialized book meant for only truth, isn't it? If Veda is specialized only in truth, then if we don't approach Veda, whom will we approach? Because Veda is specially only for truth, it doesn't talk of any other thing. Then that Veda, whatever it says, that is the truth. Shruti Sammata Pakshaha iti. Okay. So, Shruti Sammata Pakshasaiva Sadhutvam, that is the right Siddhanta, that is the right conclusion. So, that is the right Siddhanta. He says. Now, Swamiji replies, Na. Natad Yuktam. Your argument is not right, cannot be accepted because Nirdharana Bhavat. Veda teaches the truth. Veda is meant for teaching the truth alone. Veda has no other topic except to teach the truth. All that is accepted. Okay, Veda teaches the truth and it has nothing else to teach. And it teaches only exclusively meant for teaching the truth alone. That means we can be clear that we can trust Veda because Veda dealing with only truth alone. Absolute truth of the world because starts with that. And throughout the book it deals with it and comes to a conclusion about the truth. So since Veda is especially meant for that topic alone, that subject matter, we can trust that Veda lives. Okay, we'll trust Veda. But what is the conclusion of the Veda? What message it has got to convey? What is its final message? How to arrive? Now the next dispute, next problem now. He says, Nirdharana Bhava. We have not arrived at what is the message of the Veda. What does it want to convey? Okay, Upanishads are Pramana. But what do Upanishads teach? No, read the book. But here Upanishad says many things. If you start reading, there are so many topics, so many ideas. Out of them, which is its final conclusion? We have to arrive at the final conclusion of all the Upanishads. If you have not arrived at it, you take the pieces of sentences. Does it constitute truth? If you take pieces of a lot of ideas, some of them contradicting, some of them are different versions. Each statement says something. Sometimes you find a certain similarity. Sometimes you say something differently. Ultimately, what is the ultimate view, ultimate tatparya, ultimate purport of the Upanishads? We have not yet arrived at all. Then without arriving at the ultimate tatparya of the Upanishads, Upanishad is Pramana, whatever Upanishad says, that is the final truth. So we don't have to dispute, we don't have to argue at all. This is what you told. But how? When there is no clear conclusion. Therefore, natad yuktam nirdharana bhavat ayameva shruti sammata pakshaha iti nirdharitehi tvaduttaritya nirnaya prakalpate. If the conclusion of the Upanishads has been established, if the conclusion were established, if the conclusion of the Upanishads were established, then ayameva shruti sammata pakshaha iti nirdharitehi. If it were determined, then tvaduttaritya, as you have stated, nirnayaha prakalpate. The determination, the conclusion would have helped us. We could have accepted your conclusion. But even among the Upanishads, the followers of the Upanishads, the readers of the Upanishads have a different conclusions, different siddhantas. When they read the books, each one comes out with his own conclusion, his own idea, his own tatparya. Then how to decide? Yadatu vichikitsyate katara vichikitsyate, when there is a vichikitsa, when there is a doubt regarding the final conclusion, final message of the Upanishads, kataraha anayoha shrutyabhimataha. Among them dvaita, vishishtadvaita, dvaita, advaita, advaita. Okay? Even among the Advaitas there are many. Regarding the sadhana there are many views. Ultimate truth is, some people say Dvaitam is ultimate truth, some people say Vishishtadvaitam is ultimate truth, some people say Traitam is ultimate truth. Arya Samajis say Traitam is ultimate truth, Madhvas say Dvaitam is ultimate truth, then Vishishtadvaitans say Vishishtadvaita is ultimate truth, then Dvaitadvaitans like Aurobindo and certain other earlier people were there, Dvaitadvaitam is ultimate truth. Dvaitam is also true, Advaitam is also true. Bhartru Prapancha and Bhaskara and certain others. Then even Veerashaiva, Aurobindo, Bhaskara, Who is the other? Bhartru Prapancha. All these people. Where Shaivas are Vishishtadvaita. Shaiva Vishishtadvaita, Vaishnava Vishishtadvaita. They have got Dvaita Advaita. So there are Dvaita Advaitin, then there are Advaitin. So out of them, whose is the truth? Which Siddhanta is the truth? We have not yet determined. Shrutya Bhimataha Kataraha, whose view is the Shruti's final message? Out of these Siddhantas, which Siddhanta is really purported, conveyed as a final message by the Shruti? Tada ko vyavasthapakaha prasiddhet ubhaya sammataha. Then when there is a dispute, see, we have brought this many people who, one is a Traita, Arya Samaji, then Dvaitin, then Vishishtadvaitin, then Dvaita Advaitin, then Advaitin. 5 people have come. 5 people, Allah, 5, not 5 people, but 5 schools. All of them say Upanishads or whatever is the pramana, whichever is the pramana, according to that pramana, this is the final truth. Regarding the final truth, there are 5 final truths. 5 final truths. Then which is the final truth? How do you settle down? Prasiddhed ubhaya sammataha. So ubhaya, not only ubhaya sammata means 2 disputants. Keeping 2 disputants in view, Swamiji calling ubhaya sammata. Let us say sarva sammataha. Among all these 5 scholars, 5 investigators, 5 vicharaka, tattva vicharakas are here. Out of all these tattva vicharakas, who can convince, who can present a truth which is acceptable to all 5? All of them say, yes, this is the final truth. Yes, I can see. Yes, I can see. Indisputably, this is the truth. Who can say that? Atayeva vyavasthapakaha prasiddhet ubhaya sammataha. There is nobody. Atayeva Upanishada Pakshavalambam Angikurvanaireva. Therefore, you can see those who have accepted even the Upanishad as a pramana. Based upon the Upanishad alone, there have emerged many Siddhantas. Many Siddhantas have emerged, such as Shankara, Bhaskara, Shrikanta, Ramanuja. Shrikanta is Vishishta, Shaiva Vishishta, Shaiva, yeah, Vera Shaiva. Veerashaiva, Shrikanta says Dvaita Dvaita. So Shankara, Bhaskara, Shrikanta, Ramanuja, Vijnana Bhikshu. Vijnana Bhikshu is a kind of a yogi, but he is also a kind of a Dvaita Dvaiti. Then Madhva is purely Dvaita. Vallabha, Baladeva. Baladeva is ISKCON, I mean Gaudiya Matha. Gaudiya Matha alone is one branch of Gaudiya Matha is ISKCON. Okay, Baladeva, Prabhuti Bihi, etc., etc., and others. Adrutani Prasthananya Vashtabhya. They have got their own books, their own schools. Books means schools. Prasthanani, we can say school. So Prasthanani Avalambya. Following these various schools, there are tad anuyayi bihi. Among their followers, Adyapi Tattva Vishaye Vyudyate. Adyapi, even now, Vyudyate. You know what is this Vyudyate? Passive form of Vivada. Vivadate. Vivadati, Vivadati, passive wise you make it Vyudyate. Adi, that V takes Samprasarana. Vivada becomes Vyudyate. That is Samprasarana takes. So it is Vyudyate means Vivada Kriyate. Okay. So those who are holding the book, I am telling. Those who don't hold the book, forget it. Listen to the ideas. Don't worry. And don't put a question. Oh, Swamiji, what is Vidyate? If you are holding the book, I will answer. Otherwise, you don't answer. So, Shrikanta Ramanuja Vijnana Bhikshu Madhva Vallabha Baladeva Prabhritibir Adrutani Prasthanani Avashtabhya Tattadanyai Bihi. Following these various schools, see, not only these various schools hold various Siddhantas, even among the followers of each school, there are different again. Within Vishishtadvaita, 2 schools. Within Advaita, there are again Bhamati Vivarana Sampradaya. Within Dvaita Advaita, many schools. Within Madhva again, each within the school, there are sub-schools. They keep on quarreling, this alone is the truth. When there is so much dispute regarding the Siddhanta, how are we to accept that one particular Siddhanta is final truth? Tatra yesham katamaha Upanishada pakshaha. Among all these schools and sub-schools, which Siddhanta should we accept as the final Siddhanta? Who is the Prad Vivakaha? Prad Vivakaha, do you know who is the judge? Who is the justice who finally settles? Tatra esham katamaha Upanishada pakshaha. Which Siddhanta is acceptable to Upanishads? Ityatra, in this matter, kas sambhavyeta prad vivakaha. Who is the judge? Whom will they accept? Whom will all these schools accept? Is there a single judge who says finally this is the judgment? Do you think all these fellows accept? Then how do you settle? Apicha esham tirtakaranam eva abhiprayaha iti nissamshayam nischeta kobhyupagamet. Because there is a one more point. I think we'll discuss the next tomorrow. It's enough now. 40 minutes, enough. Remaining will continue. Tomorrow will be Sunday, so Gita. And Monday Gita Bhashyam. Sunday will be English Gita. And then, English Gita we'll discuss. Monday Gita Bhashyam. Then Tuesday onwards we'll continue. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Apicha esham. From this sentence we have to continue.